Welcome, everyone, to our virtual Light of Hope. We're so happy you've joined us today. The show will be starting in just 10 minutes. For the best experience, please watch our show via YouTube from your desktop or laptop and keep your phone handy, which will make it easy to give a donation. Check your phone now for a text from 56651. This is a link you'll use to make donations today. Don't have the text? You can call Sarah from Boulder Events, 720-400-1519, 720-400-1519, or text CASA 17 to 566-51 to get registered. So grab your lunch, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Welcome, y'all, our virtual Light of Hope. We're so happy that you've joined us today. The show will be starting in just 5 minutes. For the best experience, please watch our show via YouTube from your desktop or laptop. Keep your phone handy, which will make it easy to give a donation. Check your phone now for a text from 566-51. This is the link you will use to make a donation today. Don't have the text? You can call Sarah from Boulder Events at 720-400-1519, 720-400-1519, or text CASA 17 to 566-51 to get registered. So go grab your lunch and we'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hi, my name is Kate Karnick, and I'm the General Manager for the Ranch Country Club. I'm also a board member with CASA of Adams and Broomfield County, and I have been serving in this role for just over a year. As a part of the Ranch Country Club's philanthropic efforts, we partner with one local nonprofit each year. This year, I am proud to share that CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties was selected as that partner due to the overwhelming support and outreach from our membership. This partnership, called the Ranch Reach, is meant to create a stronger connection between the members of the Ranch Country Club and the community where they live, work, and play. CASA's mission of helping the abused and neglected children in the foster care system is essential to our community. Throughout 2021, our members will have opportunities to attend events where they will learn more about CASA's mission, how to become volunteers or advocates, and hopefully lend fundraising support to the organization. It's a cause that I am passionate about and one that I am confident our membership will support. Thank you all for your support of Ranch Reach, the Ranch Country Club, and CASA.
Before we begin our event today, we'd like to take a moment to recognize the victims of the Boulder King super shooting. Our hearts are with our neighbor community during this difficult time and with the loved ones of all of the deceased. Please join me in a moment of silence for the 10 lives tragically lost. Thank you for coming together to support the Boulder community. Now we hope you will come together to support the children of Broomfield and Adams counties. We will kick this off with a word from Executive Director of CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties, Lindsay Learman.
Hello, and thank you for attending CASA's In-Home Light of Hope event. I am Lindsay Learman and proud to be the Executive Director for CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties. We know there are things we can do to make a difference in the lives of children experiencing abuse and neglect. CASA volunteers are trained to understand the impact of trauma on children. They advocate for services that promote healing and help children build resilience and ultimately help to find permanency. I would like to thank all the businesses, individuals, and each of you for participating in this virtual experience in support of our mission. You have helped to make the first step in changing the odds for our most vulnerable children. I would especially like to thank our presenting sponsor, City of Westminster, for helping to make this event possible.
Hello, and welcome to the Light of Hope. Thank you so much for joining us over your lunch hour today. I feel safe in taking my mask off because we are socially distant here, and we are both fully vaccinated. My name is Bob Grant. I'm the board chair of CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties. Those of you joining me today may be longtime CASA supporters, or this may be your first introduction to our organization. Either way, today we plan on showing you just how important a CASA volunteer can be in helping a child see a brighter future, and why we need your support. Before we get started, those of you who haven't registered for the event should go ahead and do so now. This is a fundraiser, and we will be conducting a paddle raise in about 15 minutes. Go ahead and text CASA 17 to 56651 to register to be able to make a donation. Those of you who already registered for the event before 9 o'clock this morning, your names were automatically entered into a drawing to win some great and fun door prizes. We'll be sharing those winners at the end of our program. If you have any questions or run into any technical issues, we've got an amazing support staff in the studio here today. We can answer any questions you have in chat feature of this YouTube event, or you can call Sarah at 720-400-1519, 720-400-1519. Speaking of the chat, I would like to introduce our chat promoter, Carol Lee, who is standing by to answer your questions. Sign into your YouTube, then click the chat sign in button. We want to hear from you. Let us know where you are and where you're tuning in from. While you're doing that, I'd like to introduce my co-host today, Vicki Record. Vicki is the program director for CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties. Thanks for being here, Vic.
Oh, of course, Bob. You know I'm always happy to talk about CASA and what our organization's up to and what our volunteers are doing in the community.
We're here today to spread awareness about the importance of CASA volunteers and to raise money to support CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties. At CASA, we recruit, train, and supervise community volunteers called court-appointed special advocates. They advocate for abused and neglected children in the court system in the pursuit of finding them safe and permanent homes.
You know, CASA volunteers, they provide a really unique perspective to the child abuse and neglect cases. So they get to know the child, they learn all they can about their lives, and ensure that their needs are being met. They form a relationship and engage with the child during regular visits, which is not what all the professional team can necessarily do. So they collaborate with everyone involved with the case, from the biological parents, the foster parents. They talk to teachers, therapists, human services, caseworkers, and even attorneys.
Even attorneys?
Even attorneys.
How about that? We know for a fact that having a CASA on a case makes a difference. When a CASA volunteer is involved in a case, that child is much less likely to age out of the foster care system or to experience homelessness. They are so much more likely to graduate high school. Our volunteers are so important to us. They truly ensure that every child they advocate for has a voice in court. I know that you'll agree with me, Vicki, that we would not be able to do anything that we do without our wonderful volunteers.
Absolutely not. You're completely right, Bob. Our volunteers are essential. They make up CASA. We're so fortunate to have nearly 300 volunteers this year advocating for the best interests of children who've experienced abuse and neglect. Last year alone, our volunteers donated nearly 20,000 hours of their time, and they drove 123,000 miles in support of our children. So I'm going to put those numbers into perspective for you. That would be the same as driving coast to coast across America 40 times. All those donated hours add up to the equivalent of about 10 full-time employees for us.
Wow. Wow, 20,000 hours.
Yeah.
I hope everyone out there is motivated to help us reach our goal of providing CASA volunteers for every child who needs one in Adams and Broomfield counties. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce a very special speaker today. I am honored to introduce this man who values and supports the CASA mission, Governor Jared Polis.
Hello, I'm Governor Jared Polis. I want to welcome you to the virtual Light of Hope fundraiser for CASA of Adams and Broomfield. The court-appointed special advocates play an integral role in ensuring safety and well-being of children across our state, closely supporting children and all their needs. Everyone involved with CASA are extraordinary people from all walks of life who undergo extensive training to provide change and make a difference in the lives of children of all ages within foster care. We know that children in the system who have a CASA volunteer advocating for them are more likely to find a safe and permanent home, succeed in school, and find success in a job. There are a number of ways to support these volunteers' important and critical work. Every dollar goes a long way, but we also need you to use your voice to help spread the word about CASA volunteer opportunities across the state that make a difference, a positive difference in the lives of our children. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you today. I look forward to being able to join you in person safely sometime soon.
Thank you so much to Governor Polis. We're grateful for his support. Vicki, how can all the folks joining us today help CASA fulfill its mission?
Well, there's lots of ways, Bob. They can either become a CASA themselves, or they can donate to help us to continue recruiting and training volunteers. Each year, just in Adams and Broomfield counties alone, there are over 1,600 children with open abuse and neglect cases. Last year, we served 567 of those children here in Adams and Broomfield. That means that there are around 1,000 children who still need the support and that consistent presence of a CASA volunteer. And our goal today is to raise funds to support at least 20 additional children with a CASA volunteer.
Well, hopefully, all of you who are joining us today at this event can help us make that goal and serve more children. Now we know we're all here today to support the CASA mission and to raise money so they can continue doing the important work in our community. To donate, you will need to register. If you haven't yet, go ahead and do that by texting CASA 17, CASA 17 to 56651.
And we'll initially be hearing from County District Judge Kathy Delgado. a wonderful, wonderful supporter of CASA. All of our CASA volunteers are sworn into court and then appointed to a case by a judicial officer. So we work very, very closely with her as well as the other judicial officers. She is someone who deals with these cases of children in the foster care system day in and day out. And she can truly speak to how she has seen CASA volunteers make a difference. Judge Delgado will introduce us to a CASA volunteer, Joan, and the child that was in one of her former cases, Aerith. Joan and Aerith had such a moving story, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it really just goes to show how much of an impact a steady adult presence in the form of a CASA can really have in these types of situations.
Hi, I'm Judge Kathy Delgado. I am a district court judge in the 17th Judicial District, which is Adams and Broomfield County. It has been my privilege to serve in this role for 18 and a half years. And out of those years, 9 years has been spent handling juvenile cases, both in Adams and Broomfield counties. It is my passion. It is what I love to do. There's nothing more important that a district judge can do than to help address the issues which bring families into the child welfare system, mitigate those issues, and make a happy and safe family. Every child deserves a voice and a chance at a safe and happy life. By showing up, CASAs are a constant presence in the child's life, not because it is their job, but because it is their choice to be their CASA volunteer. It is my pleasure to introduce the next video that we're going to share with you. Several years ago, Aerith's case was in my courtroom. It really was one of the most difficult cases I've had in all of my years serving as a juvenile court judge. Aerith, along with her two siblings, came from a family where she suffered from emotional and neglectful abuse. Her mother, despite her valiant efforts to comply with her treatment plan, and she did a great job for a very long time, made a very selfless decision, and that was to allow Aerith to be adopted by an amazing foster mother. The relationship that Joan and Aerith have helped create this amazing end to Aerith's experience in the foster care system in Colorado.
It was important to me to just show that I cared.
She's just awesome. That's how I describe her.
They live life so much harder than my life has ever been. It's kind of a different present.
Joan's the nicest CASA.
We went through a lot together.
Well, she's fun. And like all old people, they have good things to bring up.
We would ride bikes together.
She brought me to ninja classes.
Or we would take a walk down to a school, down to a park.
I had soccer games and she'd watch me play soccer.
Or we went to movies.
It was a fun movie. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was awesome.
Joan saw her role not only as to advocate for Aerith in court and to support Aerith, but to support us as a family as a whole.
The value of CASA in the courtroom is that you are that child's voice. I had to then almost like become Aerith and tell the story to the judge, what I was going through, and that what my wishes were for my future. What was the next step? What would be best for me? Aerith was only in the courtroom once, and that was for her adoption. In the courtroom, the day she was adopted, I think it was overwhelming for all of us.
Joan, Miss CASA. It is a happy day and a sad day.
Aerith, you have walked through trauma and pain that no one should have to experience.
And a fun day. Peace out, foster care. See you never. Everybody has more than one feeling a day, but instead I felt them all at the same time.
I had several of my CASA kids adopted, as opposed to going back to their bio parents. And those were special days because you always want what's best for the kids. And I think those kids, knowing that now they have a forever home, that's what makes it worthwhile.
Well, she was always my family. We just didn't know it at the beginning. I was growing in her heart. And one day she found me on a long journey to finding me. And I got adopted with her.
I wear this that Aerith made with pride.
She's my mommy.
And you can't be a person who just walks out on them. There are too many people that just walk out on them.
I'm pretty grateful for her because she was with me everywhere I went. She always helped, and if she wasn't here, then a lot would be different right now.
They need to know that they have value and worth and people that care.
Wow, what an amazing story and an amazing kid. And how wonderful to see Aerith have such a happy ending to her court case. Hold that smile in your heart. You know all those kids in the courtroom? They were Aerith's 4th grade class.
Yeah.
Come to see her fulfill her adoption dream.
Yeah. You know, all of our cases, they're very unique and they come with their ups and downs. And we saw how wise Aerith was. But really, Joan was there with her and shows the benefit that a CASA volunteer can provide for a child. So in Aerith's case, like many other cases, there were judges, there were social workers, attorneys, parents, and foster parents involved. So Joan would talk to all of these people, collaborate with all of these folks, in addition to talking with Aerith's teachers, talking with her doctors, and other folks. She would aggregate all this information and then deliver it to the court. And most importantly, she had regular contact with Aerith. She was with Aerith the entire time, which is a huge, huge deal. Lots of people change in a child's case, the professional team, and Joan was there the entire time. And Joan was really able to go in and make sure that the judge in the courtroom, they were able to understand her concerns, what Aerith's hopes, what Aerith's wishes were. It was just an amazing way to advocate for her. That kind of resource is so meaningful to the courts when they're making these huge life-changing decisions for these kids.
All right, folks, you can see how important CASA is. With that, we really want you to consider donating today. Everyone would be registered, but if you're not, please go to CASA 17 to 56651, text it in. Here are some instructions for how to participate in the paddle race. If you have any questions during this portion of the event, contact Sarah, 720-400-1519. She's standing by. It's so easy to give. Take out your phone, click the link in the text from 56651, then click on the green Donate button. All right, now let's get this party started. We're going to go to our paddle raise now. You know, we're going to start today with an outlandish amount, but I know somebody out there is going to give it. Today's paddle raise will start at $12,000. So if there's anyone out there with $12,000 burning a hole in their bank account, we have a suggestion for what you can do with it. If you get just one person, if one person contributes at this amount, it will support 10 children for 1 year. 10 CASAs with kids for 1 year. Can you explain how we got to that number, Vicki?
Well, sure. We're always working to spread awareness about our need for CASA volunteers in the community and to inform individuals about the work our volunteer advocates do. And then we're constantly training and supporting all of these CASA volunteers as well. So our cost all in to recruit, train, and support active volunteers for one child for 1 year comes out to $1,200 per child. So at $12,000, you support 10 children.
That math makes sense. Mm-hmm. Just to remind everyone watching, there are around 1,000 kids in Adams and Broomfield counties that still need a CASA volunteer. Okay, 12,000? Going once? All right, no takers at $12,000. That was a stretch. Moving on to our next level at $6,000. I cut it in half. Vicki, can you tell us what's so important, why it's so important that folks donate today?
Well, yeah, of course. So our organization is 100% service-based. So other nonprofits, they might have other ways to bring in revenue. So they sell products, tuition, class fees, or something else like that. But we rely completely on donations to do our work. So everything we do is around recruiting and training volunteers to act as CASAs.
All right. Look at this. We got a $6,000 donation. In fact, I think we know this donor. Vicki, is that right?
We do know this donor. Thank you so much, Sherry Brandon. Sherry's a dedicated CASA volunteer and supporter with her company, Brandon Realty, as well. She sponsored many of our past events, but we also love her as a CASA volunteer too.
Thanks, Sherry. Thank you so much. Moving on, we're going to drop down again, $4,800. Vicki, if I'm doing my math correctly, and Lord knows I'm not a math guy, at that amount, we'll support 4 kids. Is that right?
Let's see. Yes, that's right, Bob. Yes, I'm not the math person either. So we'll see. I also, you are correct, but I also want to point out something very important, which is that donations made today to CASA of Adams and Broomfield counties, they qualify for the Colorado Children's contribution credit. So that allows taxpayers to claim an income tax credit of 50% of the total contribution. That's huge. So please keep this in mind as you consider making a donation today. If you have any questions about this, we're happy to provide more information in the chat, but you can also talk to your tax advisor as well about this.
Yeah, make sure you do that because we can't give you tax advice, Lord knows.
No.
Okay. Anyone else at $6,000? I don't see it. All right. Okay, our next paddle raise amount is $2,400. If 2 people out there watching right now donate at this amount, that would be the equivalent to helping us train and support children for 4 children to 1 year. That's 2 times 24 is 48.
Correct.
Is that where
Yeah,
I'm at?
I think that's what, yeah. That's.
Look, we got one. Well, actually, Paula Reynolds. Paula Reynolds came in at $2,500.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Paula. We love it. And we got another, no, just one at $2,500.
Thank you so much, Paula. That's absolutely amazing. We so appreciate it. Please know that you can also customize your donation amount. If you don't see a level that feels right for you, you can click the green donate button and enter any amount into the other field.
Okay, anybody else at $2,400 or $2,500? We'll take anything. Okay, now we're at $1,200. We're getting down to what is affordable for a lot of folks, and I know that. I know there are people out there that can do that. This is actually the level that I donate at yearly, and it's simple. You can do a recurring donation, and you get the amount deducted from your account every month. All right, we have a $1,200 donation from Marty and Sherry Sos. Thank you so much, Marty. Thank you, Sherry.
We also have another $1,200 donation from Nicole DeBacker.
Yeah, and $1,200 from Sandy and Peter Berg. If I'm correct there, Peter is the partner. Is a partner in Berg Simpson. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Let's see. $1,200 does 1 child for an entire year. So we've got 3 kids right there with those $1,200 donations. Thanks a lot.
Fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. And we do understand that everyone's able to give at a different level. We truly appreciate anything that you're able to give. Oh, we got one more. Oh, they keep coming. This makes me excited.
Lovely.
So we've got Gail Gardner at $1,200. We have Pamela Duncan at $1,200. We have Don Tripp at $1,200. And Bill Christopher came in at $1,500.
Thank you so much, Bill. Bill is a former chair of the CASA board. We really appreciate that. Don, of course, is the city manager of Westminster, and he is a current board member. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate all of those donations.
It's amazing.
All right. I don't hear the cowbell anymore. We need more cowbell.
More cowbell.
Okay. Our recent paddle raise level is now, our next paddle raise level is now $600. Let's see if we can get 2 of the folks watching right now to donate at this level. This would let us support what? One volunteer for 1 child for a year if we get 2 of them.
If we get 2 of them, yes.
Well, look, we only need 1 of them. We got a $600 donation.
Fantastic. Nancy Ryan.
Yeah, we got, well, let me see.
Oh, close.
There's our, where's our,
Oh,
there
Adam,
we got it.
Adam Berg. Thank you, Adam Berg, $600.
Adam just joined our board yesterday, as a matter of fact, and another $600 from Caitlin Stallings.
Thanks, Caitlin.
We really appreciate your care and concern for our CASA kids.
And Nancy Ryan's really close to that with $500. Thanks, Nancy.
We appreciate that so much.
So I really hope that those that are out there watching right now who are new to our organization or have seen, you're able to see how important our work is. There are still 1,000 children in need of a CASA volunteer here in Adams and Broomfield counties. Our goal today is to raise funds to support at least 20 additional children with a CASA volunteer. And John Rogers just came through with another $600. Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. We love it. We love it.
Lynette Learman just sent us $500. Thanks, Lynette.
Lovely.
And Joseph Duncan came in at $800.
Thanks, Joe. All right. Keep them coming. And understand that you can donate at whatever level is comfortable for you. All right. Our next giving level is $300. You know the drill. If 4 of you right now could come together and donate, we would be able to provide a CASA volunteer for 1 child in Adams and Broomfield counties this year. Well, let's do this. Let's make it only 3 of you that we need. I'm going to come in at the $300 level. See, you take out your phone, go to your text, and I'm not a tech guy, so forget about it. And there's one while I'm doing mine. You go to 56651, another one, and you click on the donate. You click on continue, and then you click on the donate button, and then you select the amount that you want to donate, and you say yes, and you're in. See how simple? If I can do it, anybody can do it.
And we're so fortunate. Michelle Barnes just donated $300. Thank you, Michelle Barnes. John Foley and Randy Roussel. Thank you guys so much. Oh, we also have a few more. We've got Barbara Grant. Thanks, Barb. Lori Burkhart. Oh, and there's Mr. Bob Grant.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Bob.
Yeah, you got it. Barb
you so
Lyle
much.
came in at $300.
Woo!
Lovely. Barb is a staff member here at CASA. We truly appreciate that. Matt Kale. Matt Kale, $300. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
We love you, buddy. It's rolling now. Okay,
like
we
it.
got $250 from Tricia Nettleman. I can't read that.
I think
You have
that's
to
pretty
read
close. That's a good one. Noodleman?
Yeah.
Noodleman? Forgive us if we butcher your name. Sorry, guys.
We truly appreciate it. Rosie
Absolutely.
Garner, former board member from North
Rosie.
Glen, $250.
Thank
Hi,
you,
Rosie.
Rosie.
Thank you so much. Look at us. Our current total, $25,737. Whoopee! Give yourself a hand. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Liz Gonzalez just came in at $300 as well.
Love you, Liz.
And our wonderful Don Davis came in at $500. Thanks, Don.
Don from United Bank and a board member, thank you so much. All right, let's slow down a little bit. Vicki, is there anything you can say to provide a little encouragement to our viewers right now?
Yeah. So sometimes we ask our donors to look at it this way. The direct future cost of our community for each child that ages out of the foster care system is around $300,000. And so we know that a child with a CASA is less likely to age out of the foster care system. So as we've said, a donation of $1,200 will cover the cost of recruiting, training, and supervising 1 CASA volunteer for 1 child for 1 year. So finding permanency, that's what we do. That's the goal of a CASA. So finding permanency is always the goal for the children that we serve.
All right, $300,000 cost, and you cannot measure the benefit to your heart for helping a CASA kid. It's an amazing thing.
It's absolutely true, Bob. You know, the case that I was working on, my very first case here in Adams and Broomfield counties, was a young lady who was 16, well, she was 14 at the time. She's now 19 years old. I'm still to this day involved in her life. She did not age out of the foster care system. She did find permanence, and we were able to not allow that to happen. She was pregnant at 14 and needed support, and we were able to be there for her throughout that entire time. Her case closed when she was 16 years old, and again, we're really, really fortunate that I still am able to have that connection with her and that relationship with her, because she knows that she can come to me and talk with me about next steps in her life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of stories like that.
Absolutely.
That's what our volunteers do every day.
Absolutely, there are.
Every day.
Yeah.
All right. This is our last paddle raise amount. Level is at 120 bucks. 120 bucks is an easy number to come up with. We've got a whole bunch of folks. Tammy Welch. There goes the bell. Michelle Barnes. Donna Lengi, our board member, vice chair. Michelle Barnes again. Sherilyn Peniston, former CASA volunteer.
Sherilyn.
Becca Zeller from our staff. Elizabeth Martinez.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's one of our guardian ad litems that we work really closely with.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Liz.
Karen Bigelow in at $100. Peter Atherton in at $100. Karen Bigelow, another $100. Karen is a longtime supporter. Ed Moss, former Judge Ed Moss in at $100. Laura James in at $100. Judge Karen Datz in at $100. Let's see, what else have we got?
We've got Elise Kitzman coming in at $100 too.
Wow. This has
Fantastic.
been phenomenal. A phenomenal response. We truly appreciate it. Blown away by your generosity.
Thanks, Laura Afflerbaugh, who is currently one of our volunteers. Garcia Sharon, Kay Curlin, thanks, Kay. And then we have an anonymous for $120 as well. Thank you guys so much.
And $150 from Jacob Berg of
Very
the
nice.
most generous Berg family.
Very nice.
Thank you so much to everyone who participated in our paddle race. Now we have a message for you from our presenting sponsor, City of Westminster. Here now is a message from City Manager, CASA board member, and $1,200 donor, Donna Tripp. Don, no. You know who you are, Don.
Hello, my name is Don Tripp. I've served the City of Westminster for 9 years, 3 as Park and Recreation and Libraries Director, and the last 6 as the City Manager. Before moving to Westminster, I served as the Park and Recreation Director for Des Moines, Iowa for 21 years. Both my career and my volunteer work have centered on public service and impacting the lives of youth. My passion for community service and supporting youth is one reason that CASA is dear to me. I joined the CASA board in 2019 because I knew of their extraordinary work in the community and their reputation as a productive and collaborative team. Most importantly, the work CASA does is vital for children and families that come through Westminster's police and municipal court processes. I am proud to support CASA, and I am humbled and honored to serve as City Manager in Westminster, Colorado. Westminster is an incredible community. We have passionate artists and cultural amenities in historic Westminster, a new light rail station connecting us to Denver Union Station, thriving local businesses, successful major employers, and the exciting development of a vibrant, sustainable downtown featuring restaurants, recreation, shopping, offices, and entertainment, along with a diverse mix of residential options. Like most, the pandemic significantly impacted our community. I am proud to say that our city has been resilient and innovative in response to this crisis. Because of the foresight of previous leadership to grow our financial reserves, our council's wise and speedy decision-making, our staff's dedicated service, and the strength and resilience of our families and business owners, Westminster is in great shape and has a bright future. As Westminster continues to operate as efficiently as possible to provide the greatest value to our residents, it is reassuring to know that we have partners like CASA working diligently to meet essential needs in our community. It is rewarding to serve on the CASA board. I encourage you to consider what you can do to support CASA. I urge you to evaluate the opportunities you have to make a difference in your community.
I just want to tell you, Bob, we're already at $27,407. Thank you guys so much. Woo! Exciting. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you. Feel free to continue giving while we're talking. You're welcome to do that anytime, all right? So I also want to take a minute, Bob, to talk about and thank our incredible event sponsors who, through their generous support, have allowed 100% of all donations made today to go directly to our mission of providing a CASA volunteer for abused and neglected children here in Adams and Broomfield counties.
Thank you. Thank you to our sponsors. You see them on the screen there. And thank you to our Light of Hope ambassadors for giving so many of our attendees and donors the opportunity to be with us here today.
And we want to shout out to a few amazing supporters who started their own Facebook fundraising campaigns to help us raise money leading up to the event. That was fantastic. It's a great and easy way to spread the word.
Social media, wave of the future, or wave of right now. I'm thrilled to share in just a few minutes, we will be joined here in person by Sarah and Barbara. Barbara Zeitman is a longtime CASA volunteer and peer coordinator. Sarah was her CASA kiddo. They will be speaking about their experiences together, the relationship they formed, and you will hear firsthand what a difference a CASA volunteer can make in the courtroom.
I know we're all very, very excited to hear their story and learn what they're up to these days. But before we introduce these very special guests, we have a video that just gives you a little bit of background on their relationship.
So when I first met Barbara, there's a lot going on in my life and wasn't all very good. I was scared and alone, and then my case opened and she came into my life. And at first I was like, it's just another person on my case. Turns out I was wrong. She's always there and she always loved me and cared for me.
What does it mean to me to be with Sarah for this journey for 6 years? What changes did an opportunity to be a CASA make in me? I think that what it meant to me mostly was that you know the value of one-on-one interaction and the value that you as an adult can have in one child's life. The idea that your consistent presence, your consistent voice made a difference in a child's life.
As I went on with my life, I just started to think people don't really care what you look like, and maybe they do, but you gotta learn to say, I don't care what you say, I love myself, and I don't need you to drag me down. And when Miss Barbara taught me that, and I realized that, I just became a little social butterfly. So when things didn't get better at home and I wasn't feeling safe and I just didn't feel like I belonged there, I told Miss Barbara about it, and she was my voice, and she went to court and fought for me, and she was always there and never left. She was like my one person that I could trust, and the only thing that really stuck. Yeah, I had teddy bears, and yeah, I had toys, but Miss Barbara was like the only real thing in my life. It's just amazing to look at how I was before, scared and alone. Then fast forward a little bit and I was scared that I wasn't going to be accepted, and I was just afraid, to now, and it's just very dramatic. And without Miss Barbara, I wouldn't be anywhere close to where I am right now.
Sarah came into our world and it just fit, and it was something we needed, but something I don't think we ever really knew we needed or that we wanted. We weren't missing anything before, at least we didn't think so. But when she joined us, then we were full. Then our family was complete. And she's taught us patience and a new way to parent and a new way to love, and to accept love. You know, it's definitely changed us. It's added energy and life and new experiences and new perspectives to the way we live our life day to day.
What else do you need?
Like I
She's
said,
changed both of our lives for sure. She wants to come in for a hug.
I love you. Love you.
That was Sarah 2 years ago, and this is Sarah today. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us here today. Barbara Zeichman, a longtime CASA volunteer, and Sarah, her former CASA kiddo, but still her friend. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, if that's all right, Sarah. First, just what did Miss Barbara mean to you as part of your experience?
She definitely changed my life. She stayed with me like every step of the way, and she taught me how to trust people, especially when I was scared to trust people.
Yeah. How do you think things would have been different in your court case if you hadn't had Miss Barbara with you?
I don't think my needs would have been met. I don't think I would have been able to go that far and to be adopted. I don't think I would have been open to that either.
Wow. What are you doing now that you're a teenager? What's your what are you up to, and what are your goals?
I want to become a really talented musician and obviously join marching band and go to college to study psychology.
Good for you. Good for you. Barb, you've been around CASA for a long time. Tell us a little bit about your experience and your cases.
I have been a CASA for over 11 years, and I have done 14 cases in that time.
Wonderful, wonderful. What stands out to you about Sarah's case?
Sarah's case was an example of the power of persistence. We were together in her case for over 5 years. And despite all of the setbacks that a case can have or all the weird turns it can take, if you stick with it, you can help a kid to the end. It's also, Sarah taught me, and I think her case is a great example, of the power of resilience that children have. They can rise above the toughest circumstances if they have support and a belief in the future.
And you gave her both of those things. Why do you think it's important for people like Sarah to have a CASA in the courtroom?
I think CASAs are a very valuable, powerful voice for kids in the courtroom because we know these children the best, better than the other adults that are involved in the case, because we see them more often. We talk to them about ordinary things and also the important things, their hopes, their fears, what they want, and we bring that to the court. And that's what a CASA can do in a court case and why we are such a valuable voice for these kids.
Certainly been valuable for Sarah, huh? Barbara, for folks that are watching here today, what message do you have to those people that might consider becoming a CASA volunteer?
There are many rewards to being a CASA. The joy of making friends with kids like Sarah, of being powerful, of making your voice heard, of writing good reports, of kind of winning when it's important to win for something. But most of all, I think being a CASA allows you to really touch the future of one child at a time and make it better, make a positive change for them. And when you do that, your own life gets better too.
Wow, it certainly does. Thank you. Thank you both for being here. Thank you, Sarah. Now let's hear from some of our other CASA volunteers.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I became a CASA volunteer after learning about the many abuse and neglect cases here in Adams and Broomfield counties. I hope that my participation can be a light to a child during a dark time in their life.
I'm Barbara Zeidman. The most important thing that I do as a CASA advocate, I give hope. I give hope to a child that an adult will be there when she says she's going to, that she will listen, even if you're just a child, and that no matter how dark it is right now, the future will be better for you.
My name is Carla Rivas. I am a CASA volunteer. One of the most important things I believe I do as a CASA volunteer is making sure that I am advocating for the child's best interest and also making sure that their voice is being heard in court.
My name is Giovanna Nance and I'm a CASA for Adams Broomfield counties. The most important thing I do as a CASA is to provide my child with the stability and just to know that I'm always there for them through this whole process, and that's important.
My name is Laura, and I'm a CASA volunteer. I decided that I wanted to become a CASA volunteer when I heard how many kids are involved in an abuse and neglect case every year in Adams and Broomfield counties. Advocating for even one of these kids is a worthy cause to me.
Hi, I'm Michelle Barnes, and I'm thrilled to be here at the Light of Hope event. I'm the Executive Director of the Colorado Department of Human Services, and our department oversees child welfare, foster care, adoption support, lots of programs to help families and youth be successful. I'm also thrilled to be here because I'm a CASA volunteer myself and have been for 12 years, worked on more than 5 cases. My cases have all been focused on kids that are going to emancipate out of the foster care system, so the older teens, and I have learned a lot. So much that when I interviewed with Governor Polis for this job, I talked about my CASA experience as one of the reasons why I was qualified to head up child welfare for Colorado. CASAs meet a family when they're having the worst experience of their life. Imagine having your child moved into foster care or kinship care. We're there for the worst, but sometimes we also get to be there for the best. One of my CASA kiddos, who's since emancipated, recently asked me to walk her down the aisle at her wedding. We create bonds that can last a lifetime for these young people. And so I thank you, every CASA out there and everyone who supports a CASA. Keep doing the good work and let's advocate and make a difference in the life of a child. Thank you.
Wow. Bob, I just love hearing from our volunteers. It just fills my heart. So really, anyone over the age of 21, they can serve as a CASA. They'll go through an application process, an interview. We do background checks, obviously, and then you can complete our training, our CASA training, which is nicely being done online now, which makes it a little easier. Really, anyone, even working professionals and young adults, can change a child's story as a CASA volunteer. We serve children and families from a variety of backgrounds and walks of life, and we hope to have a volunteer base that reflects that diversity to better relate to the community that we serve. Bilingual, Hispanic, Latinx volunteers, LGBTQ volunteers, and male volunteers are especially needed. So if you're interested in becoming a CASA volunteer, please visit our website at casa17th.org. That's casa17th.org.
Thanks, Vicki. We got some more donations coming in. Our friend Tom Clark, longtime supporter, gave us $200. Debbie Yakish, $120.
And Ellen DeBacker, thank you, $300. So appreciate that. Y'all keep them coming in. We appreciate it.
Let's show that donation board once again. Thank you so much for your support.
We're at $28,000. Thank you. Guys. $28.48.
You know, I think we should do one more push. This is CASA's 21st anniversary.
It is.
Started in 2000. This is 2021, and we're all glad to be out of 2020 and looking forward to the end of this awful pandemic. One thing that hasn't changed about the pandemic is kids still need us.
Yeah.
There is still abuse and neglect out there.
Absolutely.
Maybe we can get everyone out here watching to donate maybe $210. 21, 210. Okay, how about just $21? Everybody's got a $20 bill and a $1 bill. Hell, you got a dollar's worth of change in your sofa, you know.
For sure.
Everybody's got 21 bucks. If you've been moved by these stories, I hope you'll consider donating. Pull your phone back out and donate. You can donate more than once. Click that green donate button. If everyone watching here today donated $21, everybody, 21 bucks on their phone, we're going over $30,000 for the day. We'll be closer to our goal. Remember, there are so many kids out there that need a CASA. 1,000 kids in Adams and Broomfield counties.
And if you've already donated, or if you didn't plan on donating, I still hope that you will consider a gift in this amount. Grab your phone now and look for the text from 56651. Then click the green donate button. And remember, you can customize your donation amount by entering the other box. Whether you can give $21, $210, or $2.10, just grab your phone now and look for the text from 56651. Then click the green donate button.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 30. Way to go, guys. We got a $200 donation.
Fantastic.
From
Christina Pedro. Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
So all of these Laura came back again and donated that $21. Thank you, Laura Afflebaugh. Daryl Roussel came back again. Pamela Moore, Jillian Coffey, Leo Battle, Donalyn White.
We're doing it, folks.
Thanks, Donalyn. Dave Wisk. Thanks, Dave. Dave's a great supporter of CASA and is also a volunteer as well. Miss Felice Sanchez Garcia. Thank you, Felice. Courtney Keys is one of our wonderful, wonderful CASA volunteers as well. Thank you.
An anonymous donation. You understand you can do that when you hit that donate button. If you don't want to be recognized and you don't want to be known, you can donate anonymously. That money is just as good to us.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And they're still rolling in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, folks, that just about wraps up our program here today. Thank you all for joining us. We're sad we couldn't be with you in person today. Hopefully we can be in person again next year. We're thrilled we were all still able to get together for the great cause of CASA. All right, now let's reveal the winners of our door prizes.
Oh.
Let's look at that wheel. Yeah, like I can see that wheel.
That's a lot.
Okay.
Oh, Katie Keefe.
Katie Keefe, you've won a $20 Starbucks gift certificate. Yay. Enjoy coffee on us. All right, spin that wheel again. Got a lot of folks on there. This one is for a $50 Target gift card. $50 Target gift card goes to Jean Cooper.
Congratulations,
Jean Cooper.
Jean.
Thank you, Jean. And now our biggest prize of the day. Spin that wheel one more time. This is a foursome at the Ranch Country Club, donated by the Ranch Country Club, and we truly, truly appreciate that. John Foley.
Nice.
John Foley won a foursome at the Ranch Country Club. Thank you so much. We'd also like to extend a huge thank you to the ranch for letting us use their space today to stream from their amazing facility, and for donating the golf foursome to our door prizes. For those of you that want to come visit the ranch in person, CASA is actually hosting a golf tournament here on May 18th. It's a private course, and that's one way you can play this beautiful, wonderful private course. Visit our website for more details, or email CASA17th, CASA17th at CASA17th.com. Thank you again for supporting us, and I want to give a shout out to our host here today, the ranch again, to Linda Shaw from Boulder Events for producing us, and for Ryan Roussel, who is our event coordinator at CASA, for doing such a great job. And Mike and his team at, tell me again, what's the name of that team?
Localize.
Localize. Mike and Localize are wonderful folks, and they will be producing the show at the roast for CASA and Westminster 710 Rotary, which is on April 6th. I'm sure you'll all want to come and enjoy that roast of Frank DeAngelis, former principal at the high school at Columbine High School. Thank you again for supporting us. Thank you to everyone who donated. Please know you have made a real difference in the life of a child, and I hope you've filled your heart. If you want to stay involved, definitely follow along with us over the next month or so as we advocate for Child Abuse Prevention Month. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Love you. Take care.